Mission statement. New Philadelphia City Schools will provide all students the opportunity to achieve their highest potential to become educated, self-sufficient, and responsible citizens. We are committed to providing every student a diverse, quality education within a safe and secure environment through a dedicated, innovative, and highly qualified staff in partnership with parents and the community at large. If you'll stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance with me.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Go ahead and call the roll.
Mr. France?
Present.
Dr. Fuller?
Here.
Mr. Galantine? Here. Mr. McMath?
Here.
Mr. Weaver?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Do I have a recommendation to approve the agenda of the regular Board of Education meeting? Moved. Mr. France, one. Second.
I'll second that. Second.
Mr. Galantine. Any additions or deletions?
I do have a deletion to the agenda at the top of the fourth page under substitute aides and secretary. I want to remove the last name, Jared Grimm.
Last name in that first sentence there. Everybody got that? Any others? As amended. All right. Good. Good.
Mr. France?
Yes.
Mr. Galantine? Dr. Fuller?
Yes.
Mr. McMath?
Yes.
Mr. Weaver? Motion carries.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting dated August 14th, 2023, and the special meeting dated August 28th, 2023?
So moved.
Mr. Weaver, and a second? I'll second. Any corrections or anything that you saw? Call the roll.
Mr. Weaver?
Yes.
Mr. McMath?
Yes.
Mr. France?
Yes.
Dr. Fuller?
Yes.
Mr. Galantine?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, we have some student recognition this evening, and Mrs. Hall is here for that.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Lori Hall, and I am the director of our English Language Learner Program here at New Philly. And we are wanting to recognize our students that took a test back in May and actually are proficient in the English language, which is amazing. So they're not only proficient in their home language, but also the English language as well. So we want to call those students up and give them a certificate to recognize them. The test that they passed is called OWOPA, which is the Ohio Assessment for the English language proficiency. So we'll start with the three students we have. William Khalil Miha, if he would come up. The next student is Yoslin Pastor Miguel. Both of those students are fourth grade students. And then we have Lindsay Vincent Sanchez. And then I will go over the rest of our students that weren't able to be here tonight. It looks like we have one that just walked in now. Byron Jose Zacharias, Carlos Perez Ishkoy, Byron Ajanel Bosch. Here he goes.
Here we go.
Brende Alvarado Zika, Mary Garcia Herrera, Ada Ishkoy, Ada Ishkoy Ramundo, Estuardo Solis Augustin, Brandon Us Batts, Christian Cito Burnell, Santa Ishkoy Khalil, Juan Lush Batts, and Maria Khalil Vasquez. So pretty proud that we had this many students that were able to be proficient in another language. So once again, congratulations, and we'll give you another round.
Congratulations, you guys. Good job. Well done. Thanks for coming. Good job, guys.
Congratulations.
Good job. Awesome. All right. Every month, one of the fun things we try to do is spotlight some of the fun, cool things that are going on in some of our buildings. And this month, we are going to turn it over to Mr. Range and Mr. Jarvis.
Thank you. Of course, they made the new guy go first, right? So, no, first of all, thank you for having us here tonight. It's always exciting to be able to highlight some of the great things that are going on in our schools. So tonight, you're going to hear from two of our pretty awesome programs that we have at New Philadelphia High School. The first group is our internship program, which is led by our assistant principal, Mr. Jarvis. And then our second group that you're going to hear from tonight is our AP Capstone program, which is led by Mrs. Laurel Lewis and Mrs. Jessica Felton up here. So the first group I'm going to introduce, I have the easy part tonight, by the way. I just get to introduce them and then they get to take it away. So I appreciate you guys for being here. So the first group that's going to come up tonight is our internship program. And Mr. Jarvis, our assistant principal, is going to highlight the awesome things that happens in the program and talk a little bit about that. So, thank you, Jarvis.
I'm new here at New Philadelphia. I couldn't be more excited to be here. It's been very welcoming. So I want to thank the board and everybody that had a part in hiring me here. When I came here, this internship program was something I had not had at a previous district. And once I started getting into it, it's pretty incredible. It's an awesome opportunity for our students to be able to engage in some opportunities that they might be looking forward to going into college, but still maybe unsure a little bit, because you know how you were whenever you were in high school. Yes, this is what I want to do. I was one that was like, I know exactly what I wanted to do, and I can guarantee it wasn't education. But I found my path eventually. So I think this is a great opportunity for kids to be able to experience something they want to do, and find out truly if this is the path they want to take. So the two students I'm going to introduce today is Bailey Rowe. She is at Omni Orthopedics, and she's been up there. You started early September, correct? In early September. And the second one is Elizabeth Dorsey. She is at Sugar Creek Veterinary Clinic, and I can guarantee you on day one, she had an absolute blast when she was there. She couldn't wait to tell me when she came back. So I'll start with Bailey if you want to talk about your experience, and then Elizabeth, you can come up next.
I'm Bailey. I started my internship at Omni Orthopedics the beginning of September, and just the opportunities that I got that I never would have thought I'd be able to have, just seeing all the different types of patients. And there's 4 main physical therapists there, so I get to hear all about their experience through college, how they decided they wanted to be a physical therapist, all the different branches of physical therapy that I had no idea about before. And just the constant, every day is a new day, like new patients, new experiences, and I get to have that for the rest of the year, and I'm really excited for that.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Dorsey, and like he said, I'm at Sugar Creek Veterinary Clinic, and starting day one, like he said, I got to walk in and I met some people and I got to see a surgery on the first day. And every day since then, I've seen at least one surgery. I get to see how appointments go, and I get to see how they interact with both people and their patients, the animals. I get to see, especially at Sugar Creek, they take both pets and large animals, farm animals. So I get to see a wide range of what I would like to do. I would like to be a veterinarian when I grow up. So this is exactly what I want to go into. And this experience has been amazing because it's just confirmed every day that this is exactly what I want to do. And it's been great because I'm making connections with people that I could use throughout my whole life because I get to work with the veterinarians and vet techs at Sugar Creek. So it's been an amazing experience, and it's been probably my best high school year yet because I get to do something that I love every day.
So just to follow up with that, these aren't the only two that we have in the program. These are the two that were able to make it tonight. We have at least 6, and we're working on the 7th right now. That is working in a number of different programs, and they're all having great experiences. I've touched base with all of them. Hopefully the 7th one is going to get in his placement here very shortly. But it's a great program. It's something that I would love to expand, and I think it's something that makes New Philadelphia very, very unique. And it's something that we obviously want to continue in the future.
Thanks, Mr. Jarvis. I have to compliment Mr. Jarvis too. He's done a fantastic job with the internship program. Of course, this is his first year here, and he kind of hit the ground running with it. And like he said, he's working on a 7th student to be a part of the internship program too. So that's wonderful. So I appreciate your hard work with that. All right, the next program that we're going to highlight is our AP Capstone program. Again, that's led by Mrs. Jessica Felton and Mrs. Laurel Lewis. So I'm going to turn it over to them, and they can talk about the Capstone program.
All right, so we just want to thank you for this opportunity to share something that we are both extremely passionate about. We have loved teaching these courses and coming together to work on bringing this program to our students. So we, first and foremost, know that New Philly is committed to every student's success. And we truly believe that this program adds to that success for our students. It is an AP placement, and we think that plays an important role in their success. So we introduced this new program to New Philly in the fall of 2017.
Okay, so the AP Capstone program consists of 2 classes, AP Seminar and AP Research. I teach AP Seminar and Mrs. Felton teaches AP Research. AP Seminar is first and emphasizes critical skills needed for college. I always say that we teach kids to be educated consumers of information. And it then they learn all about how to determine valid and reliable sources, how to conduct research based on their topic, and then it feeds into research, which allows themselves to immerse in a topic that really is important to them. Am I covering the requirements? Yeah. Okay.
All right, so there are 2 ways to earn distinction with this program. If you pass AP Seminar, so I'm going to start over on the right side. If you pass AP Seminar and you pass AP Research with a score of a 3, you will earn a certificate. We also offer a chance to earn the AP Capstone Diploma. So you have to, again, pass AP Seminar and AP Research with a score of a 3, but you also have to pass 4 additional AP exams on top of that. And what an honor for those students that are able to complete that. And we're extremely proud of them. And the students really work hard to earn this distinction with it.
Okay, so a little bit more about AP Seminar. It's not your typical English class, nor is it your typical AP class. We learn how to conduct research. We learn how to discover a topic, create a research question, pull in information, and then create our own opinions based on that information that we find. It also isn't your typical AP class because instead of taking one exam at the end in May, they work all second semester on their projects. They have to conduct a team project and presentation where they write a 1,200 word paper and then do an 8 to 10 minute presentation in teams with 3 to 5 other students. Then they conduct an individual research project and presentation where they write a 2,000 word paper and conduct a 6 to 8 minute presentation, and then they still have to sit for an exam in May. So all of those things combine to create that score that they get at the end. But they work very independently. This is definitely a class that motivated learners should take, and they can choose all of the things that they're researching, which is really wonderful because they find things that they're passionate about and then it doesn't feel like work. They love reading and learning about those things and discussing it, and watching the kids discuss the things that they're researching is just one of my favorite parts. So once they finish with me in AP Seminar, then they move on to Mrs. Felton in AP Research.
Right, for AP Research, all year long, they are designing, planning, and conducting a research-based investigation. Again, it is their choice what topic they would like to research on, but they apply research methods, practices for a real-world topic. It's a college level paper. It is 4,000 to 5,000 words, and we work on this all year long. At the end of the year, they have a presentation in front of a panel, and I know some of you have been on the panel that we have, and I am always looking for panel members, but I do think it is a really neat experience. So if you are interested, please contact me. But to get to see the end result of what seminar and research has come to see these students stand up there and showcase their research, man, it is the best feeling in the world for that. So we encourage you if you would like to get involved to do that. So their score for my class comes from their paper and the presentation. At this time, we would like to bring up 2 of our current students to kind of give a little bit of their insight into the course. It's one thing to hear from us, but I think that you just really need to hear, and well, you might know what she has to say, but I just think to hear from them is probably the most valuable thing. So.
Okay, so we have Elizabeth, Callahan, and Dorsey, and then we have Caitlin McConnell. So we will let them take it away.
So I am again Elizabeth, and I have a really unique perspective on the capstone diploma because starting around in middle school is when I really started to learn what my mom was teaching in her classes. I got to see the fun, exciting research that they were doing. I got to see the fun projects they were doing, to look at everyday things, which is not what you normally get to see in your English classes. You get to talk about what you want to talk about, like real world issues that you are concerned with. And you get to do all of this research based on what you want, which really interests me as a gifted kid throughout middle school. And I've always really pushed myself. So the capstone program has always kind of called to me. It's an end goal for me through high school. I've always known that I want to get the diploma. And at this point, I have passed 5 AP classes that I need, and I've also passed AP Seminar. So I just need to do research this year, and I should get the diploma, hopefully. And so I am almost there, and I've known I've wanted to do this for so long. So it's kind of a full circle moment for me, and it's kind of emotional because my mom helped me along that journey through a lot of it. So she guided me through my research, and then I also get to be really close with Mrs. Felton as well. And it's just a really good program. for students like me who wanted to be researching and learning about things that relate to them. Like I have researched things about scientific things, STEM, because that's what I want to do when I get out of college or in college, and it really relates to me in my life post high school.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I was kind of the opposite of Elizabeth. I didn't really know that I wanted to do AP seminar, but I took Mrs. Lewis's first class of AP Lang, and I just got to see what the AP seminar kids got to do, and I was really intrigued. And I loved how they got to choose their topic because I'm a very hands-on learner, so it made me force myself to get into what I was learning about and be really hands-on, and I really loved that. I also knew I was interested in research when I wanted to go into college. So this has definitely given me skills that I'm gonna need in the future, whether it's college or when I'm going into the workforce and figuring out what I wanna do, whether it's doing presentations because of that end of year exam where I have to present. And I learned how to do that or write a research paper because I want to go and do something scientific, so I'll have to write a research paper, and then I'll already know how to do that. So it gives me a leg up just already knowing how to do it. And I loved because even though it's a class, it's so much fun. There's just so many things that you can do where it doesn't just feel like class, where we did an argument where an AP seminar, whether something was a soup, a salad, or a sandwich. And we got to bring in food and we made an argument about that. And there's just so many fun things that we've done that even though it's an AP class, sometimes we just can have fun with it.
So I have to tell you a little story. Mrs. Callahan and Mrs. Felton invited me up to their room. They were like, hey, you want to come up and talk about the capstone program? I shot, sure. So I was like, I got 15 minutes, right? So 2 periods later, we're still talking about the capstone. And it like blew my mind. There is no doubt in my mind, those are the research and the SEM are probably the 2 most rigorous courses that we can possibly offer. And just to see the amount of work that these 2 put into that program and that the kids put into the program, it's truly incredible. I was never part of a capstone program, I'll be honest with you. But it's truly amazing. And, even going back to the internship program and the capstone program are because it gives kids the opportunities to explore. It's a way for them to, like they said, to find out what they like and to explore their interests and decide whether or not they want to go down that path. So something that I really appreciate as a principal, really appreciate these 3 and all the work that they do. And of course, you guys too, appreciate everything that you guys do. So thanks for having us tonight. That's all I have.
Thank you.
So thanks for coming, guys.
Olivia, you have a showcase in the spring, right?
Yes.
So, okay, very good. Awesome. I know I went to that last year and it was good, really good. Enjoyed it. So,
I want to put this on the record too. Dover came to see their program, by the way.
wow. Awesome. Did you get that, Patty? Nice and loud on the video? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Appreciate it very much. Awesome. Yes, you're free to leave if you would like. You can stick around for the rest of the meeting if you want as well. Nobody. All right. Thank you, Mr. Ainge, Mr. Iris. And Mrs. Hall, thank you too. All right, we don't have anyone for public participation this evening. So let's move on to treasurer's report.
So in the drive, you have the financial statement, the key indicator, the cash flow, and the check register Also, a couple lines down, you have the bank reconciliation. All accounts are in balance and all of our funds are in balance. You also have QDA financial reports and QPA financial reports as the sponsor. I'm asking for approval with Sandcastle Education Services at $124 a day for special education students. We have multiple students that need the services of Sandcastle. There's in this drive is approval for TNT Services contract, which is the bus washing contract that will go down to the new maintenance building and wash buses. The amount is not to exceed $29 per month per bus. And in some cases, it's actually less than that. I have Kennedy Insurance flood insurance for the Quaker Dome through Assurant. That's $9,030 this year. Approval of the MSC program, which is Medicaid program for some of our students through Stark County. I have an ESC Title III Professional Development Agreement for $2,500. Approval of the Stark County Board of DD Agreement for aid services for a special education student in fiscal '24. Approval of a contract with Vincent for training and dark web scanning in the amount of $2,470. And approval of a change order for Gardner, and this is phase 3 of the boiler project over at the high school. We knew this change order was coming when we delayed the project. The amount of the change order is $135,236. And then I have some changes of estimated resources and amended appropriations. And lastly, we have multiple salary moves for teachers who are going to move on the scale because they completed their education or went to some classes.
Do I have a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
So moved.
Mr. France, and a second?
I'll second that.
Mr. Galantine.
So I got questioned on it. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit. Washing of the buses. When we send our buses out on the roads, they pick up dirt from the roads that's got to be cleaned from the buses. It's a violation of federal environmental protection laws to wash the buses where we cannot contain the water that's taking the dirt that came from the roads back off of the buses. So where our new maintenance facility is, we are obligated to either spend close to $250,000 on a actual water containment system, or the way I'm visualizing it, these guys come in with a big blow-up pool and pull our bus onto the blow-up pool and blow up the sides, wash the bus, and they clean the water, and then they're allowed to dump it back into the, but you're not allowed to knock the dirt off of the bus that came from the road back onto the ground.
It's a containment system, you're correct.
So we have to do this. This is not an option or a convenience or
No,
trying to make it easier on anybody.
right.
And we are investigating other options that maybe would be more cost effective, but certainly it isn't.
This is the most cost-effective right now.
Yes.
$29 a bus is really good because those buses take about an hour to clean.
Curiosity, how did we do it before?
Each of our bus drivers got paid $75 to wash their own bus.
But Starlight has a containment system.
Got it, okay.
The old
Because they're
garage
tapped
had,
into the city water and sewer.
The drivers could wash their buses there and
They had it down there. Yes.
got it.
The Gardner change order, that was right within what we thought it was going to be, right? No additional costs for that.
what that was we expected about $80,000 in storage fees because we had to postpone that project until this summer because of scheduling. And then the balance of that, there were issues on the roof around the curbs that go in the HVAC, and they had to fix those, so there was an additional cost to that.
But it was within the contingency budget that we had?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Anything else, gang?
Just a quick question on key indicator report with the personal property tax number and not getting anything yet. Does that happen every year that we would change how we estimate that? Or, because we're budgeted for 850, we haven't received anything yet?
It all depends on when they disperse it. So sometimes we receive it in September, sometimes we receive it in October.
Okay.
I expect it to come out in October.
Okay, gotcha. Seems like maybe this was last year too, they were delayed, but not enough to change. It's all just a budget estimate. We're
Yes.
going to get that. It's just,
Yes, we will get that. It will catch up.
okay,
Just a timing issue.
yeah, gotcha. Okay, and then what's driving the operating expense number on the personal services? It's up quite a bit also compared to budget. Is that a timing thing also, or?
We have 3 pays in September, so that's not that. I will have to look at that and get back with you, because off the top of my head, I am not sure.
So just maybe a estimate budget thing too, that it's will shake out, but I was just curious if there was an explanation for that. Okay, thank you.
You'll let us know.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Anything else? Call the roll.
Mr. France?
Yes.
Mr. Galantine? Dr. Fuller?
Yes.
Mr. McMath?
Yes.
Mr. Weaver?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Personnel items, we have a handful of resignations here. I'm asking for approval to hire a daily district substitute, Mr. Bruce Alexander. He will work in the district every day for the rest of the school year. We have some classified positions to hire, and then some supplemental positions, and including resident educator mentors, and then finish out the personnel section with substitutes and some students who will be working with us from Kent. Some CBI students who will be working at the high school and middle school, and then a nice list of volunteers who we are very grateful for their support and their assistance in their schools.
Do I have a motion to accept these recommendations?
With the deletion of Jared Graham, of course.
So moved.
Mr. Weaver, and a second?
I'll second.
Any questions for Amy? Call the roll.
Mr. Weaver?
Yes.
Mr. Galantine? Mr. France?
Yes.
Dr. Fuller?
Yes.
Mr. McMath?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Committee reports.
Draw your attention to the Business Advisory Council information. Again, we work with the ESC for that committee, and that information is posted online.
Facilities, our new floor for the dome is still being shipped, last we heard at least, correct? So it's still on its way, it's on a ship somewhere. So as soon as it arrives, it'll make its way to us on a train, and we'll hopefully get it installed in the Quaker Dome soon. We're looking forward to that. It'll be really nice to have that out there. We're also looking for some additional storage options for things around the district. And we're actually looking to get on a maintenance retention plan so that we can have kind of a cyclical pattern of what we're keeping and what we're not, and not have ink drums in a facility somewhere forever and all that kind of fun stuff. So I think Mr. Haney and them are working on that now as well. I don't know, Dave, do you have anything else? No.
I do want to mention with regard to safety, had a conversation with Chief Pahovy about the window screening at Welty Middle School. If you've driven by lately, the screening that we have on the first floor windows is peeling badly, and something needs to be done with it. The estimated cost to redo that is about $80,000, so it's pretty significant in cost. However, when I had the conversation with Chief Pahovy and Captain Ty Norris, who's head of the SWAT team, Their recommendation is that we remove that screening completely. They say it's far safer for people from the outside to be able to see in, especially in the case of our first responders, that if something challenging is going on in the district, that there's an active threat, that they want to be able to see that from outside of the building, and that we are far safer to remove that. So with that in mind, we are going to proceed down that path and remove that screening that's peeling, with the idea that we will also be removing screening from the additional buildings as it becomes in poor repair as well.
Any other committee reports? Assistant Superintendent?
Nothing this month.
Superintendent's report.
I have several items. There are 3 board policies that this will be the second reading for, and I'm asking for the adoption of them as indicated in the board folder. Ask you to approve the transportation agreement between Indian Valley Local Schools and New Philly City Schools. This is for some students that attend a private school and are going to be transported back to Indian Valley at the end of the day. Same agreement we've approved for a couple of years now. Approve the technology usage handbook, which is Exhibit Q. We want to be able to use that with our students. It's a very comprehensive and well-written handbook regarding our technology use. And then also the approval to use Occupational Medicine Center to help assist with our bus driver physicals. Currently, we are having trouble getting them completed in a timely manner with the resources that we have. So have a motion to approve that, and then if there are any questions, I will entertain them.
So move.
Second.
Dr. Fuller and Mr. France. Any questions? Call the roll.
Dr. Fuller?
Yes.
Mr. France?
Yes.
Mr. Galantine? Mr. McMath?
Yes.
Mr. Weaver? Motion carries.
And I need a motion to adjourn.
Well, it would certainly mess up the report if I didn't move to adjourn.
And I definitely need a second.
I will second Dr. Fuller's motion for
All
adjournment.
right. Very good. Thank you all for coming this evening. Enjoy the rest